What do you think of when you hear the word sniper? Strong? Lame? Overpowered? Wrong. The correct answer is sexy.
Sniper, feel good.
And out of all sexy snipers, one stands above the rest. Carl Fairburn. Big, strong, and long. But what if we had to nerf this beast of masculine performance by giving him the worst possible gun in the game? Can you beat Sniper Elite 4 with only the M30 drilling rifle shot? The rules are simple. We'll only be able to use the M30 Luftwaffe drilling's rifle shot. If you've never played Sniper Elite 4 before, the M30 Luftwaffe drilling, which I'll now just call the drilling, is a double-barreled shotgun that can also shoot a rifle bullet. For this challenge, I will only be able to do damage with that rifle shot. This of course means that all explosives, melee, and other weapons are not allowed, including the shotgun bullets for the weapon. If I use any of these, I need to instantly reload my checkpoint. This effectively will leave me with a weapon with mediocre damage and an awful range that won't allow me to reliably hit anyone over 75 meters away. And the cherry on top, you can only shoot once before needing to reload. However, we'll be allowed to use satchel charges for story progression. Also, to avoid using stealth as a crutch, I will try and avoid just pure stealth gameplay and completely avoiding enemy encounters. If I walk into a fight, I can't try and run away from them and ignore them completely. I need to use the drilling and my gamer skill to get through them. And lastly, I'll be playing on Sniper Elite difficulty, which is just a hard difficulty, because if it was on authentic, I'd kill myself. With that said, let's hop in. Actually, one more thing before we jump in. I'll quickly summarize the beginning of the story for anyone who has never played Sniper Elite 4 before. This ship, called the Arcadia, gets blown up by a German missile that has aimbot. We need to take out this officer, Schmidt, and the other officers on San Celini Island to figure out how the Germans are making these missiles. And that's the basic story. Now, let's actually begin. My plan for this mission was to go in a circular pattern and take out each officer before making it to Schmidt. Things went smoothly, killing the first two tutorial enemies, and then I saw a group of soldiers around a truck, shot an explosive barrel right next to them, and figured out why this challenge might be a bit harder for someone like me. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Stay safe. This is gonna be more of like a battle of words. After that embarrassing display, I found a glitch that will plague me for the entire run. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so we're not gonna reload. This glitch causes me to endlessly reload my gun, which, if I'm not in cover, basically guarantees my death. I have no clue why this happens, but the only way to break out of this glitch is to swap weapons or use a medkit or bandage to break the animation. You can truly see the horrible accuracy of the drilling at work here. Even with the crosshair completely inside of this enemy's head, it misses. And right after that, a few shots on this hook, I'll miss as well. After this, I get detected. And for those who don't know, if you fire about 2 to 3 shots in an area without being sound masked, which is this little icon in the top middle, your cover gets blown. Because I'm using a weapon that can barely function at any range above 75 meters, I don't really have the ability to sound mask my shots or take long shots at all. So most encounters, especially in this mission, are going to be guns blazing, gung-ho style. After exploding only a few times, I managed to kill the first officer and his entourage. After that, on my way to the second officer, I cosplayed as a Fortnite bush, but the soldier who spotted me was a tryhard sweat, so he cranked some 90s on me. After that though, I was able to get the first cool shot of the game, killing the second officer in this cool chain explosion. After that, it was just a matter of taking out the guards around him, and then clearing a checkpoint on the way to the third officer. And after a little bit of clever movement, I was able to sneak up on the third officer and quickly kill all the people around him. Then it was the fourth officer, which I also killed with a cool explosion. And then it was just Schmidt in his villa. He had barely any people defending him, so it was pretty easy. And I took the boat and left, and that was the mission. That time was
an hour? Shit.
The note I found on Schmidt told me that the person who most likely made the missiles was Andreas Kessler, who is most likely being protected by Heinz Bohm in Italy. I would need to ally with the partisans by meeting with their leader to help find Kessler. This mission mainly consisted of close quarters fighting. The beginning was pretty quick. I managed to make it to the partisan HQ relatively quickly, found a note that Sophia was in a castle further north, and then the actual challenging part appeared. Near the base of the castle there were a ton of enemies, and they posed a real threat. I couldn't really describe it well with words, so I'll just show a time lapse, but it was miserable.
I am placing blocks and shit 'cause I'm in fucking Minecraft. I am placing blocks and shit 'cause I'm in fucking Minecraft. Oh my god. Is that fucking pig? Because I'm fucking Steve. I am fucking Steve. Fuck yeah.
After that, I just blew open the door to the castle, and I met Sophia, and that was it. I wish there was more to say, but it really would just be, I died, and there were enemies, so I'll just save you the trouble. But there will definitely be more to talk about in the future. If the first or second missions were painful, this would be like wiping your ass with Freddy Krueger claws. I needed to destroy this artillery piece on this bridge. To even get to a spot where I could see it, I would have to take out 2 groups of enemies already. The first group was simple, and then I blew up a truck. Then I found the second group that had the new Jaeger soldiers. They're like soldiers, just smarter, sexier, and stronger, and have better weapons than them. After those 2 groups of enemies, however, is where shit really hit the fan. I was in an open, expansive area with 2 snipers controlling basically the entire map. This is a quick map I made of their zone of control in MS Paint. The blue stars are the 2 snipers, and the red blob is the area that they control. There was a sniper in the second mission, but he wasn't really an issue, so I didn't talk about him there. But snipers in this run are going to be miserable. They will outrange me almost every time, and they have very good aim. They can basically control the whole map if they see me, and because stealth isn't really as much of an option with the drilling, I'm fucked whenever they see me. My basic plan to avoid the first sniper will be to go through this little cave and take on the artillery piece on the left side of the bridge. But this would put me in a fight with the other sniper. This left side sniper was probably even worse than the other sniper. It controlled everything. Every fight I had to do with enemies, he was there. And he cleaned me up so many times. Eventually, I finally got lucky and managed to kill him. But it took so long. I found this unique individual who showed me a very special dance of his. And it was so incredible that it killed me on the spot. After clearing the left side, I was able to get on the bridge, and it was pretty easy, all things considered. The other sniper wasn't that big of a deal up there, and the troops around there also weren't that big of a threat. Then I put the satchel charge on the bridge, and I had to shoot it. And I had to shoot it from at least 100 meters away, which is basically like trying to shoot a water gun at it. I ran around in circles for about 25 minutes trying to find the best spot to shoot at this satchel charge. And I found it right here. It was about 110 meters away, which is as close as it was going to get, while still maintaining a good sightline on the satchel charge. Thankfully, I learned something very valuable for this run. The drilling has a similar range pattern to the Springfield, except that it's far sharper and the range fall off happens a lot quicker.
Knowing their recoil patterns along with breathing in with the sniper rifle lets you get a better idea of how the shot with the drilling would line up.
I did that in combination with the binoculars to be able to see around the area where I should shoot, and after probably 10 to 15 minutes of shooting at it, this happened.
Ammo's not gonna last much longer.
No fucking way. I spent fucking 30 fucking minutes on this shit. Oh my god. I thought I was just gonna have to fucking take a fucking sniper shot at it and give up, bro. I was about to give up. Oh my fucking god.
Before even starting Mission 4, I noticed something.
What am I doing, dude? I haven't been carrying bandages.
For the past 3 missions, I was bringing silenced rifle and pistol ammo into them, even though they both provided no value. I put them right on heels and got in. For this mission, I needed to destroy this dockyard. To do so, I had to destroy these 5 air defense systems across the map, so I could call the bombers in with a radio. My basic plan was to start from the top of the map and go down, and go to a radio that is right next to the last air defense system I would need to destroy. The first and second encounters of the mission were already giving me quite a lot of trouble. I was trying to rush through them as quickly as possible to get to the first searchlight, but it was just making things take longer. I took it a little slower, and made it to the first searchlight pretty quickly after that. I got to the first searchlight, destroyed it, met a man who was stuck inside this barrel, put him out of his misery, and then something truly spectacular happened.
Y'all seen that shit? Oh, hell yeah, baby. You know, boom, hit shaft. Call me the fucking sniper from TF2.
After I whooped that sniper's ass, the second piece of air defense was a complete breeze compared to the Sisyphus-style journey to the first one. On my way to the third air defense system, I found some components for a missile guidance system. I put them in my belly for safekeeping, and also on my way to the third air defense system, I found a sniper, and
Two for two, baby. I didn't even miss one bullet against them. 2 for 2, baby.
this time I didn't even need to line up my drilling shot with the rifle or binoculars beforehand. Maybe I was getting a little better with the drilling. At least a little. The guards near the anti-air piece I needed to destroy were a complete pushover to my obvious moral and physical superiority, and it was a hunk of scrap in no time. The other two searchlights were the easiest parts of the mission, and I even managed to kill the harbor master on the way to the final one. After taking out both searchlights, I just jogged to the radio, called the bombers in, and that was it.
Mission 4. We're halfway there. Hey.
The partisans weren't too useful, so I had to ally up with the mafia, and to do this, I had to kill all the enemies in this castle, and take out Piero Capo, who is the leader of a local black brigade. After a bit of being distracted by all the enemies near where I spawned, I found myself at this house near the base of the castle. I was stuck at this farmhouse for quite a bit, because there were way too many enemies, but it was just a matter of playing it slowly and baiting the enemies off from their high ground. After that, I met a sniper. Either this guy has some Matrix level dodges, or I'm just complete dog shit. Either way, I made it to the castle, and I got to meet a new enemy. He shoots a flare, and where that lands, it calls in an artillery strike after a couple of seconds. Pretty easy to avoid, but I might be able to do something cool with this later. Clearing the castle was just a matter of running around and taking potshots whenever I could. After a while of doing that, I was finally able to make it to Capo in his mansion. I snuck into the mansion, and then the most frustrating thing that could have happened in this game happened. I spent around 25 to 30 minutes killing every single person in the whole mansion, but I couldn't find Capo. I ran around the place for at least 3 to 4 times and thought maybe he despawned or glitched or something else weird happened to him. I almost restarted the entire mission until I saw this group of enemies on the mini-map that would have been right in front of me but I couldn't see them. I eventually found him under a basement, and after taking him out, it was just a quick jog. Like I said, just a quick jog to the boat, and that was that. I finally tracked Kessler down, and it was my job to capture him so he could be interrogated. I would need to go through these 2 bunkers, grabbing Kessler's notes, then destroying the satellite dish that was sending 5G waves right into my soul, turning me into a soy boy, and then capture Kessler. The beginning of this mission was pretty easy because the close bunker fighting is basically the only place where the drilling excels. So this part of the level was pretty easy, managing to make it to Kessler's notes in only about 10 minutes. Everything was going smooth until I had to go and disable the satellite dish. Disabling the satellite dish took more than double the time it took to get Kessler's notes. There were enemies on the high ground above me, and there were 2 snipers controlling a large portion of the area. Thankfully, I was able to sneak up on one of them because he was in a pretty bad position, but the other sniper was super hard to get to, and I just couldn't hit my shots on it. After a while of dying to this sniper and a few other enemies that were around, I managed to avoid the sniper's sight, take out the satellite, and then another few minutes of butting my head into this bunker, I managed to sneak up on the other sniper, kill him, and find Kessler. And that was it.
So long, Bowser.
Even though we captured Kessler, he wouldn't spill the beans on why the missile has aimbot. And he also told Sophia some mean things.
You act like people fucking care, dude. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about you. No one gives a shit about your life. Like, literally, kill yourself.
The partisans launched an attack on this mansion, and I had to kill the leader of the German forces around there, Rothbauer. He might have a note about the missile guidance system anyways, so it's good to check. There isn't really a lot to say about this mission, because it's more of the same of just shoot guy, run into cover, shoot guy again, die, do that over again, and just endlessly repeating. So I'll just show you a little time lapse. I made it all the way up to Rothbauer's mansion, then I found his bodyguard, and he instantly mag dumped me, and then I had to do it all over again. About 10 minutes worth of just slowly making my way to the mansion. Maybe I was kind of lucky that Rothbauer's bodyguard mag dumped me though, because I was able to have this happen.
Kabim!
I can't believe the artillery shell landed on this boat perfectly. I didn't even try and time it. But you gotta admit, it was pretty cool. After that boat got destroyed, it blessed my aim, and I was able to get to Rothbauer after about 10 minutes. I did not play any games with his bodyguard, and I baited him out with a rock and then killed him. And Rothbauer fell really quickly after that. After killing Rothbauer, I had to kill a sniper and pick up these documents in a bunker. So I went to the sniper first. He was incredibly clueless, so I just killed him and walked right into the bunker, picked up the documents, got turned into Swiss cheese by a Jaeger troop, did it again, and then I made it out. This was probably the second easiest mission in the whole run. Kinda underwhelming for the second to last mission in the game, but, you know, the last mission will cover that in spades. The documents we found in the bunker told us that the Germans plan on using their aimbot missiles to take out the Allied Commander-in-Chief, Eisenhower, on his ship. I have to call in a bombing run to destroy the facility where the German airstrike will take place. To do this, though, I would need to infiltrate this fortress. I hate to admit this, but this took way too much time for me to do. I don't know if it was stupidity, tiredness, or a mix of both, but I would be dying every 30 to 45 seconds. After about 30 to 40 minutes of just eating bullets and missing all my shots, I finally made it into the fortress. But this didn't make things any easier. The first fight I had inside the fortress took 10 minutes alone because of these two snipers here. If they saw me, they would basically insta-kill me no matter what health I was at. I finally got lucky and avoided them long enough to get to a good spot with cover. After taking out the main group of enemies, I was finally able to start the main objective of the mission. I had to sabotage these vats so the bombers could figure out where to strike, and I also accomplished the biggest achievement possible for this run. After being probably the only person to ever get the mastery on the drilling with the rifle shot only, it was a hop, skip, and a jump to all of the vats except one. This one had way more enemies than the rest of them. It was on high ground, and they had a sniper. Safe to say this was going to take a long chunk of time to complete. But after a while of just baiting enemies down the stairs, and then going to the right, I was able to take out the sniper and all the enemies around it, sabotage the vat. I went to call in the bombers, and
Can't call the squadron yet. Still got things to do.
apparently I still had to pick up these documents in the bunker. Thankfully all the enemies are already dead, so it was just a Metroid-style backtrack to get to them. Then I could call in the bombers, and Bohm here said that the West had already fallen, and there was no hope for my plan. And he also had Sophia captured. But because Carl is the ultra giga Chad Riz King that he is, Sophia made a distraction for him, but I'm sure she's okay. I had to stop Bohm by shooting his jet within about a 45-second time frame, and at that range. I thought this was going to be an impossible challenge, but I'm actually the GOAT. It only took me 3 tries because I'm literally him. After that got blown up, I got blown up as well. Then I got revived, and to answer the question, yes, you can beat Sniper Elite 4 with only the M30 drilling rifle shot. This is my death and time count for the run.
I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you didn't, don't. And I'll try and make a video every 2 weeks. So, see you then.